nobody comes in.
Our guys are still rounding up this month's collections. Won't have numbers for next group. Why are you mucking about with this?
What? Okay, this is something that went over my head on my first watch. And my second, what was the deal with Vander bringing his stuff to Benzo? And I had to really think about it. Now, some people looked at this for the first time around and were like, ha, I know what's up. That's. However, some of us out there did not. Not because we're dumb. Sometimes we are on our phones or watching this while we're doing chores, or we weren't super invested in what the scene was because the main plot has a lot more going on. And that is fine, but this scene is important. I'm not just going to tell you. What's the point in that? We're going to figure this out together. So, what is this stuff? Let's take a look at this part.
Get up, Tiger. We're going out.
Now?
One of the bits of stuff was Milo's earpiece for eavesdropping. The rest was a cup, a bunch of unseen stuff, and this bag. However, this bag was already full, pre-loaded. Vander had this bag full of stuff ready, and by the other objects on this table, it was not just snicker wrappers and old boots. This is metal and glowy stuff. Not quite junk. But why take their stuff to Benzo's? Well, if you've noticed, Benzo's place is a pawn shop. If you don't know what a pawn shop is, then good. It's a place that sells random bits and bobs of all sorts. And how they got their inventory is by buying off whatever off of anyone. It's an easy way for someone to make ends meet. However, it means selling your stuff for a lot less than it's worth. They profit off of your desperation to get a bit of money fast. So now we know what this scene is. Vander is selling his family stuff to Benzo, a pawn shop dealer. But why is that important? I saw this post online that said Vander was luring the enforcers to him by making them think it was a sack full of stolen goods. That way, he could have a reason to talk to Grayson. But I personally think this scene has a little more to it than that. So what's the first thing we know about the Undercity? It's full of poor people.
We stay out of Piltover's business.
Why? They've got plenty while we're down here scraping together coins.
Sure, he has a business and there are a lot of customers, but that doesn't mean he makes enough to feed a family of 5. Poor people don't have a lot of money to fork over for beer, even when they're being super flippant with their money. Let's do some made-up fun. We kidnap Vi by herself for an entire month. You found her clothes in a dumpster, water is free, and say she eats ramen every day because, I don't know, she's picky. That's $1 per meal or 3 meals to feed 1 kid. Actually, let's do 2, because being poor means skipping meals. Speaking from experience. To feed her for a month on those low numbers, that would be $60. That's not too bad. You eat ramen too, so that makes $120. Well, we got cocky with Vi, and we kidnapped the rest. Now we have to multiply our food. 4, 5, that's $300. If you earn $1,000 a month, that's a third of your budget, just for food. And that's the barest essential of taking care of kids. They will not be very happy with ramen every day. They will not conveniently eat $2 worth of food, realistically. Especially if you're their father and the majority are teenagers. It's expensive to feed 4 kids. If Vander made good money off his bar, he would still have trouble making ends meet. So we get why Vander would be pawning off stuff. So what? Making ends meet is not super important to the story. Unless you count that those ends meeting is the entire incident. The only explanation we get for why the kids are stealing from Jace was,
What the hell were you thinking?
That we can handle a real job.
but here's the thing. If their team was truly ready, any job would have done the trick. But go into a heavily guarded area of the city and steal from a really rich apartment? That's next level risky. That's serious money, I don't think it's because they want to move out of Vander's and get their own place. Vander's not so annoying that they would want to do that at age 14. It's not because Vi wants something. She could just steal that something, get street cred. What else requires big money that they would need? Bills. I think they couldn't make ends meet that month. They were going to have to sell their stuff. They didn't want to sell their stuff, so they steal another guy's stuff. They lose the stuff. Now back to square one, plus the way overbloated consequences of part one because Powder may have planned her first murder. Makes total sense, right?